This is Friday, September the 18th, a little after 6 in the evening. They finally got the alley paved here. This is Pope Alley. This is my garage. I wanted to show the way they left me. And if you look down there where my foot is, and people throwing trash, this is how they left me. The old alley, before they dug it up, came up to my wall. You can see what's left of the old alley next to the wall. There was another step here. Now, the grass is growing up there. They started this work 2 months ago. There was another step here, where my foot is. I think it's just a shame the way they left us. Now, they did nicer jobs in different places. This lady across the way from me, and I'm trying not to get her car into it, they went right up to her pad to park. This is my next door neighbors. Now, it may look like they did it nice, but this piece here, where my foot is, all the way over to the end, they lifted, and you can see the way they didn't fix anything. Yeah, what they did is a shame to people. Just trying to show how they have done this. You know, look what they did to the foot of their sidewalk. Hello, ma'am. Alright, this is the other side of the alley for me. I mean, they did much better jobs on garages and places. But I'm trying to show how they screwed up some of these places, and mine is one of them. Mine is definitely one of them. You know, before they dug this up, the alley went completely up to these walls, the cement and tar. You know, and if you can see where my shoe is there, that was the old walls. It's a damn shame. This is my next door neighbors, how they left theirs. You know, the alley came up to, if you can see my foot there on that walkway, the alley came up to the little wall here where my foot is. And just how they left me. That sucks. I'm going to walk in a little bit to the next alley to show it a little bit and try to show some of how they left the sidewalks here on Duquesne Street. This sucks. See how they brought it all the way up to the curb there of the demarcation box? That's the way the alley used to go up in front of the garages. It doesn't anymore. They broke up sidewalks here. This is at the corner of Riverview and Duquesne. On both sides. This is, all these white marks is what they've done to the sidewalks. Because they had their gravel. If you notice, the grass down there is between the sidewalk and the curb is still alive. The grass up here, up to the phone pole, is dead because they had all the gravel sitting up on the sidewalks. And Duquesne here was scraped long before, probably a month before they started digging up the alley. and they haven't come back through for Duquesne. I want to go down this way a little bit. This one house, they made it so nice. And I know the sun's in the way right now. I'll try to turn around from it. I hope you can see. Sun's kind of blinding me from looking in my screen. Look how they went right up and smoothed everything out on this corner. This is the corner house on Jenny Lynn and Duquesne. But you get into the next house down, you know, there's the wall broken out right there. Just a shame of what they did.
Cool, huh?
Okay. I shut this off because some of the neighbors come out and I'm trying not to get them in the video. But this part of that wall went to this driveway. You can see where they knocked it off. That wall, even though yes, you can tell from the color. This is discolored where my foot is because there was a little piece, half circle out of it. But you can tell this is where they freshly took it out. And I still think they should have paved all the way over to where my shoe is, because that's the original cement of the alley, you know, that went all the way over. They actually have this wall pushed in. You can see how it's all cracked and separating. Same as over there in my house. Down here where my foot is the original alley. Okay. They did not bring the tar up on it, but they did throw some tar in front of the walls down this way, which they didn't finish and roll down. The tar's just thrown down. That's something. But we live in McKeesport. This is Pope Alley. Now, the sun's going down, and there's children down there playing, so I don't want to get them in the video. So I'm going to come back up this way. But you can see how they just rough put tar down there all the way up. But the other side of the alley, where they went right up and did this garage nicely, you know, you look at it, they went over it with their steamroller and did it down nice. Yeah, this lady's sidewalk is all messed up. This sidewalk up here, which belongs to another neighbor of mine, they busted it up. I mean, where you're going to see the black tar, the dark black tar, they busted because all the gravel was up on the sidewalk. That's why all this grass is dead all the way up. But they busted the sidewalk up. You can see the scrape marks from the buckets when they were picking it up. And this is how they decided to fix everything up. Again, you can see the scrape marks. There are fresh breaks. There's fresh break with fresh gravel. This was done by the heavy equipment. It wasn't there before. And this one, they actually lifted this piece up. They've lifted it up this way. And all they did was pour a little tar into it. These cracks here are fresh. They were not here before. And the reason I know this is I live right there. That's my car. And even though my neighbor owns this lot, I know how this was because we cut grass with each other. There's another scrape. Another one there. They just really messed it all up. And they didn't make it right for the people. This piece here, there was always a little bit of grass right here where my foot is. But the rest of the piece is all cracked up. In my opinion, the sewage company who came through doing this should fix this up right. You know, that piece of sidewalk they completely took out. And they just poured, the rest of the pad's all cracked up. They just poured tar down through it. And you can see there's not much left because they picked it up. Where the gravel is up here. Now, the grass is green from the phone pole all up this way. Because the gravel was poured on the sidewalk from this phone pole down to Pope Alley. And Duquesne is, I don't know when they're going to come up and do this. I did videos before when they were tarring Riverview. They're on YouTube, tarred. I'm going to stop this because car's coming. Alright, back on again. They scraped Riverview all the way down to Patterson Avenue through Meyer Park. And it just, the way they left, now don't get me wrong, I'll give credit where I think credit's due. I think what they did on Riverview Street here looks rather nice. And I've got another car coming up, so I'm going to pause this. I'm back on again. I just want people to see how they left us. I don't know if you can tell, these are potholes after they scraped. You can see where the old road was before they scraped it. Where my foot is there's a little ledge left on the cement. That's where the road was. And they came through and scraped, I believe, 2 months ago, if I'm right. Maybe 6 weeks. But that's a big hump getting back up onto the tar Riverview. We're dealing with the cones going around everything still. They pretty much went through Meyer Park a couple of weeks after they scraped it and retarred it, made it nice. They lift us up here. Now I live in the middle of the block on Riverview. That's my house there again. But because I own part of this lot on the corner, I tell everybody I live on the corner. And I got a car coming, I'm going to pause it. I'm still up on the corner here. Cars were coming through, and I try not to get people in their cars in my video here. I just want to share, and I'll tell you what, it's been so long since it was scraped, the grass grew up in here. This is terrible. Now there's, I guess it ain't too bad. The white spots on the curb is where they chipped it all up. Did they chip this one up too? Yeah, kind of. Chipped this from scraping. I just think what they did was wrong. Leaving us like this is my point. You know, as I said, sidewalks busted up here. You can see where they threw tar in to try to, I guess, appease everybody. That there is still the stone that they had piled up on the sidewalk. There's stone down in the crack that they had piled up on the sidewalk. That's the stone. But I don't know why this one garage over here, this house is on a corner of Duquesne and Jenny Lynn. They were nice enough to make the driveway over there so nice. Basically, and I don't think they did anything extra for the guy. They tarred the alley back the way it was. But doggone it, Rest of us, no. I'm back in my alley. Well, the part of Pope that my house is in. You know, and it's been probably well over a month since they started. And you can see how this slab of cement where my foot is has dropped down and has cut. That thing's got to be out 4 or 5 inches from the other one. But then again, the bottom 2 steps that used to be here are now gone. And, you know, and this one's partly pulled out. You know, and as I said, where I'm putting my foot there is the alley. It was the old alley. Came right up to our walls. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have expected them to tar all the way up to my garage door. But when they came through and they dug down so low, that's a 5 to 6 inch hump. You know, I haven't parked in here in a couple of months because the alley was tore up with a huge hole down the middle of it for sewage pipes. You know. But again, you can see how they could have gone over to here where my foot is, but they didn't. They decided to go around it. And this here is a lot that there down in there where my foot is a lot of the gravel they brought back in to pour. This, you know, and I'll show my neighbors again. They lifted his pads up. They're up in the air. You know, and they come on, if you should make it right for the people. But they didn't. So, into my video. I'm trying to be nice and not yell and scream. But the people who came through and tarred after American Water put in the sewer lines, they screwed us over. Bottom line. And I try not to do videos where I'm screaming and yelling. I don't think I've done many rant videos. This one I'm trying not to scream and yell either. But yeah, looking at the foot of my yard and the steps out like that, they screwed us over. But as I always say to everyone, every time I do a train video or anything, you all take care out there and we'll see you.